So this final video is going to look at how to bring the chapter files into this main thesis template and how to update the tables at the beginning of the document. I've opened a copy of the thesis template file, and this is the one where I've already filled in the title page. And I'm now ready to go and bring in the chapters. So I'm going to go to chapter 1 in the navigation pane. Now, one word of advice here if you have been using EndNote. Before you bring the chapters into the main document here, make sure in EndNote you have converted your citations to unformatted citations. I'll just show you where you would do that. It's on your EndNote ribbon. Convert citations and bibliography, and the top option there, convert to unformatted citations. When you choose that, it will take away the reference list and convert the citations in your document to look a little bit weird with some curly brackets. But don't worry, because what you do is you bring them all into this document, then you update them, and the reference list will go at the end of the document. If you don't do this, it can confuse Word because there are so many different places where there are reference lists, it doesn't know where to put the main one. So it's best to do that first. So now I'm ready to bring in the file. I could just open my chapter 1, Control A, copy all of the text, come here and paste it in. But I don't want to have to do that for every single chapter. So instead, I'm going to do it a different way, which is to use the Insert Text from File option. So on the Insert ribbon, you go over to the Text section on the right-hand side and use the drop-down list next to Object to choose Text from File. We can then go and choose the file we want and insert that in. Now, what was chapter 1 has now become chapter 2. You'll notice that the chapters grow as I do this here. I'm actually going to have to go and delete some of these chapter placeholders at the end. Some people prefer just to type straight into this document. That's why we have those there. So now I'm going to do the same thing for chapter 2. And for chapter 3. I only have 3 chapters with some text in this document and an appendix. You can see if I go down to this bottom here that I've got all these extra chapters now. So I just need to delete these. Now it won't look like they're actually deleting because every time I get rid of one it'll be renamed to chapter 4. I'm just going to select the text by clicking to the left of it and using the delete key on the keyboard. And each time I do that, you should see in the navigation pane, I get one less chapter. I don't need this additional one, so I'll get rid of all of that. And there I am with my reference list. Now, as I say, if you then update your bibliography in EndNote, so if you do just the update citations of bibliography here, the reference list will come right at the very end of the document after the appendix. So you might need to do just a little bit of cutting and pasting within this document to get the end of that correct. I do have an appendix to put in here, so I'm actually going to delete out that filler text there and do the same as before. Insert text from file and put my sample appendix in. I've got 2 appendices. Oh, and an extra one there, so I'll just delete that out. Perfect. So now that I've got all of the text into this one document, and you'll notice when we did that it has numbered everything correctly. That's because we use the same styles in every single document. I'm going up to the top now and I'm going to go to my contents. This now needs updating because I have many more headings in here. So if I just click into the table, you'll see at the top of it, you've got the option to update table. Now, the very first time you do it, it will just automatically update the whole table. You can see all those extra headings have come in. If I were to make a change though and need to update it, so for example, if I went to one of my headings, I'm going to go to this one, and I'm just going to press Control Enter to force that onto a new page. You can see it was on page 5 and it's now on page 6. So I need to then go back to the contents, do the same thing again, update the table at the top there. This time I get this little dialog box that is asking me, do I want to just update the page numbers? So that would be fine with this one because I've just moved something onto a different page. Or do I want to update the entire table? I would need to do that if I had changed the order of things in the document or if I'd added new headings or anything like that. I'm just going to click OK because it's fine for this one, and you'll see that heading 1.3 has now moved on to page 6. If I go down now onto the next page, I've got a list of figures that needs updating. There isn't one already in at the moment. There's just this little message that says no table of figure entries found. You can just right click on that and choose update field. And you can see those figure numbers have gone in and all the figure information. Go on to the next one, do the same thing for the table of tables, right click, update field. And you can see there's those two tables that I put in one of the earlier videos. Now there are a couple of styles that you need to be more aware of when you're working in this document. There are two that relate specifically to this larger document. One is the heading back matter and one is the heading front matter. So if I needed, for example, to go and put another appendix in, so if I go down to the bottom of the document here, and again I'll do a Control Enter to force myself onto a new page, type in appendix 3, that is one that needs to be a heading back matter heading. Similarly, if I go to the beginning of the document, I'll go to the other front matter sample headings. Say I actually wanted a page for abbreviations, so I'm going to go to the one above here, remove this because I know I don't need it anymore. Again, Control Enter to start a new page. I'm still within the front matter because I've still got the lowercase Roman numerals, if you see at the bottom of the page there. And this time I'll type in abbreviations. This time it needs to be a heading front matter. So then if I go back to my contents and update my table, I can update entire table this time because I've added new headings. Click OK and you'll see abbreviations has appeared there, and at the bottom appendix 3 has appeared. So hopefully you'll find these templates useful. Bringing everything together like this is quite scary the first time you do it, but it starts to feel like it's getting real at this point. If you have any issues with using any of these templates, please do contact us in the skills team and we'll give you all the help that you need.